Okay, I believe we are live now.
Hello.
Hey.
Muted. Okay, good.
Wait.
It's muted. Remember when I couldn't figure out how to do that one day?
Yeah.
I was like so confused. I had like an old person moment. I was like, what is happening?
I'm so bad at technology. I would be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much better now, actually.
Okay. Good.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello.
Hello. God, your was just on a full-on conversation.
Earlier, they were talking about the stuff they removed from the Nano website.
Oh wait, are we supposed to remove stuff?
No, they removed some function.
Oh, like some aspects of it.
Yeah. Now my computer is frozen. They removed the sprint widget, right?
What did they move?
There was like a widget so you could I don't know. I never used it. Like a sprint widget or something.
There was a sprint widget? I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, it's a widget. I know that. I'm pretty sure on the new Nano website, they removed all your buddies. You have to re-add them.
I had a bunch of dead weight on there anyway, so.
Oh my god.
I need to re-add some people.
I have not. TB.
I mean, to be honest, I don't really get the point anyway.
TB said, I don't even know the definition of widget.
Dude, all the time, people at work will be saying stuff to me about widgets, and I'm like, I don't think that word means what you think it means. Like, they use it just in place of anything. So now I'm very confused about what a widget is.
Well, everyone, this week we are joined by Laura and Lindsay, who is new.
Raise the roof.
Lindsay is very close to 1,000 subs. Her link is in my description if you want to go subscribe to her to help her out. I think.
Oh.
Right.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, you know what happened to me? I hit 500 subscribers the other day, and I had to be flashy and show up on Instagram. And someone thought, you know what, Laura, you need to be taken down a notch, and they unsubscribed. So now I have 499 again.
That's the worst. I announced on Twitter when I got 500, and then immediately it dropped by 2.
Yeah, someone was like, "Oh, you think you're fancy? I don't think so. I'm gonna unsubscribe." So
hello?
That's fine. I don't need it anyway.
Hello, Megan. Hello, Lainey. Lainey, anybody that sent me an email today or yesterday, I'm gonna respond. I just haven't yet.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Megan. Hi, Lainey. Hi, everybody.
So many people. Oh, there's Jessica. Hello.
Oh, too.
So I somehow spelled Lindsay. Oh wait, Lindsay's gone.
What?
She just disappeared.
Oh, she did. Uh-oh. She'll be back.
Yeah.
She'll reappear. We're on a lag, and I was looking at the other screen, so I was like, she didn't disappear. She's right there.
Okay. You're back.
Am I
Lindsay.
here? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
It happens. It's fine. As long as I don't drop out, we're good.
Actually, I think if you drop out, it still works.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think that happened once.
So I managed to spell Lindsay's name right on screen, but then in the description I spelled it wrong.
Oh, well, there's so many ways to spell Lindsay. I mean, you never know. Do you go with the A or the E? The A or the E? You never know. You gotta go.
I usually double check.
Yeah, most people go with E, but I was A. So
your mom was fancy.
She was.
Just like
the fancy one.
Like my middle name is Lynn, but my mom spelled it L-I-N.
Oh.
So
why?
She wanted it to be different.
Okay.
So instead, it's just ethnically and culturally incorrect. it's like an Asian, like the Asian form of Lynn. So for like a long time, I was like, oh, I could go by like my first and middle name as like a pen name or something, but then I just don't want to give people like the idea that like they're expecting some like Asian woman and then here comes me. So
surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
At least Lindsay, you don't spell your name like L-Y-N.
Or just like Lyndsy.
Yeah, I knew a chick who had a daughter named Bridget, and she spelled Bridget Bryjyt. It was the ugliest looking name I ever saw. Why would you have a Y, a J, and a Y like together? That looks terrible.
I don't even know how, like.
It's Bridget.
Jessica said she knew a Lindsay, Lynzie.
Yeah.
I mean, I try not to judge people, but white people do crazy things with their spelling.
Although I can't actually really talk because my main character's name is Ivy, and I spell it Iveigh. So guilty.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how she spelled it. TV Bryjyt. Doesn't that look terrible?
Yeah.
Oh hi, Beyonce's in the building. Everybody.
Lauren Clark goes by Beyonce secretly.
Yeah.
The Nano website looks really nice, actually.
I haven't even looked.
I saw a beta version of it because they sent me an email to like check it out to look for bugs, but I never did. I looked at it for like a second. But... Beyonce. Okay, does everybody have their projects open? What is everybody working on? Lindsay, you never said what you're working on. Are you working on?
I was waiting for you to stop talking.
Yeah, I'm working on my middle grade today. I'm actually running it through Grammarly because I'm terrible at typos, and that's gonna make it a little cleaner. So that's what I'm doing all night tonight.
Nice.
I realized that I need to completely like add in some scenes. So.
Yeah, I might work a little bit in the scene that I'm working on, but just like my next couple of scenes, I don't like the order that they're in, so I'm trying to like reconfigure them. So I might spend a little bit of time doing that, I think, tonight. Even though like I'm just such a linear like person, like I should just jump into something like a different scene, but I'm like, no, this has to be complete before I can do something else.
I'm the same way.
I'm
yeah,
so
me too.
annoyed by that. I wish that I wasn't like that.
Okay. Wait, Jessica.
What's everyone else working on?
Yeah, what is everybody working on?
I already saw someone posted a Preptober video today. I was like, oh my god, it's only mid-September.
I'm not ready to prep yet.
That made me feel a little anxious.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I was just talking about names. Everyone's still talking about names.
I'm working on my 2015 Nano rewrites.
Ooh, college application essays.
Just give up.
Oh, wow.
It sucks.
LaSalle's here. Hi, LaSalle. Drafting my YA horror. Ooh, tell me more.
I want to write a horror so bad, but like, I'm like obsessed with horror stuff, but I don't think I would come up with an interesting like scenario. Like I mean, my favorite is like Friday the 13th, so it would just be someone stabbing a bunch of people. I don't know. I did just read last week. I read what is it, Stephanie Perkins, her like YA horror, which was really good. Hers was pretty stabby.
Pretty stabby.
Yeah.
Lainey said I'm almost done with revisions on a YA fantasy.
Ooh.
If you ever need any beta readers.
Or just professional.
I've read for her. She's very talented.
No, it's a lot of fantasy. A lot of people are working on fantasy.
I love fantasy, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, again, I'm not creative enough to come up with anything. Although I do have like a really weird concept for a fantasy, but I just don't think people will go for it.
You're
the
right.
weirder the better sometimes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Never mind.
What the heck? Okay.
Oh, Kevin, Jessica said she's wearing the shirt that Damien made.
Oh,
That's so sweet.
Damien. Jessica's wearing your shirt. You can't see her because she's not on camera, but she's wearing your shirt right now. He said, "Ah." Well,
Yeah, lady. I know what's up.
Lainey, you can email me if you want. I'm open. Any kind of reading you'd like. Also, same goes for you, Lindsay. I'm still waiting. So.
You can have it if you want. I have my first reader reading it right now.
What? I told you I told you before I wanted to.
Okay, but here's the thing. I don't want to annoy people with like my book. Like I sometimes you feel like that, like you are kind of forcing them to read, and then you feel like, oh.
Yeah, like I had a lot of people who were like, "Oh, I'll read it for you," but then I feel weird being like, "Hey, remember when you said you were gonna read it for me?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I felt like that, I think, with like my first couple books. Now I'm just like, bro, you said it. Here it is.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Lainey, so I'm about to start watching really quick before I start sprinting. My Borgia heart. Okay. I just started watching The Tudors, and I'm about to start watching Harlots. And I'm gonna need somebody to talk to about it. So I'll be messaging you.
I watched the first season of Harlots.
It looks so good. It has Theon in it though. I don't know how long. But
Yeah.
Theon's in it? Oh.
I don't know for how long.
It's funny because it has the daughter from Downton Abbey. I can't think of her name right now, but the youngest daughter, Sybil.
Sybil.
It has Sybil,
Yeah.
and she's like this sweet, innocent girl, and then the show she's like a rip-roaring harlot. So that's like so funny.
See, Lizelle knows what's up. You just got to be like, hey, you offered. Let's do this. I started watching The Tudors though, and it's just okay so far. I'm only a few episodes in, but I'm just like, I thought it was gonna be like the Borgias going into it, and it's just not. There's a lot of sex in it, which I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not against sex. It's just the story's boring. Bless you.
Susie, sorry.
One of my pens died. My multicolored pen. Okay. Wait, what was the title?
Ghoul, you know it's true.
Ooh, that reminds me of Monster High puns.
It has the actual like original song now stuck in my head, so thank you.
Jessica, I watch TV or listen to TV when I'm at work. So
I watch TV while I'm at work.
yeah, same.
I like, as I was saying, I realized that's what you just said, and it makes it sound terrible. We're like, we watch TV while we're at work.
But Lizelle said in one of her videos she works at like an office like that where like she can like watch YouTube.
Yeah, I do stuff. Yeah, that's when I catch up with my YouTube videos and listen to audiobooks and stuff.
And then me and Damien watch TV when we eat dinner.
Aaron and I are currently on season 2 of Love Island UK, so that's what we're watching. All right, are we ready to start doing some sprints?
Yeah.
Give it time, Rico.
I'm not going to pull up the bomb today because there's 3 of us, so I don't know how it's going to look. I can try, I guess. Let's see. It says you can do 6 people total.
Hey, Jessica. My CP Jessica's here in the comments.
Hello. Hi.
I don't know how to comment back to people. Is there a way, or do I just talk to them?
I mean, you can answer like out loud, but if you want to, like if someone's talking, you don't want to talk over them, just in the chat. Are you in the actual like YouTube link as well, or just ours?
No, should I be in the YouTube?
Well, you can. That way you can see the chat and stuff. And like what I do is I open it and then mute that, and then you can pop the chat out and so I pull it into the other screen.
Yeah.
So,
fancy.
Yeah. When you open it, make sure.
I don't know if that sounded like it was difficult. It's not.
I'll figure it out.
So yeah, it's just as soon as you open it, make sure you mute it because it'll drive you nuts. Okay, I can't pull up a timer on here, so I'll just set it on my phone. How long do we want to do for the first one?
We usually do like 10 to warm up. Yeah.
You cool with that, Lindsay?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Also, really quick, Laura, when you called me earlier and you're like, wake up, and I was like, I'm awake. I was not awake.
I know. That's a classic. That's a classic move. I knew you were sleeping. I was telling Aaron, I was like, this MFer. He said, answer his phone.
Hey, look, I need my channel to not be family friendly anymore, so I don't get demonetized. I mean, I'm not demonetized anyway.
We need to cuss it up so that you can get demonetized.
It's obviously not for children.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to start everyone's saying 10. So do we want to start the 10 right now?
It just turned 7. It just turned 46. So yeah, let's do it now.
Okay. 10-minute sprint starting now. There goes the first 10 minutes. Who had an angry dog with them?
Well, I wonder.
Is your dog okay?
Random dog who bitched because I told him to go downstairs.
That sounded like a wolf.
He like begged me for food, so I gave him a little bit, and then he was whining because he wanted more. I was like, "That's it, you're out of here." And so I kept pointing to the door, and finally I said, "Go on," and he just went as he walked past me to go out the door. He just wanted me to know he was mad about it.
So how did everyone do?
I've realized that my fun and game section is a mess. so I'm kind of panicking a little bit. How'd everybody else do?
I'm having a midlife crisis because I found out that my main character's name isn't, I haven't been spelling it right, and I'm like on my third draft. Apparently you spell Adelaide A-D-E and not A-D-A.
Well, you can spell however you want.
Yeah, we were just talking about.
When we established this already.
We were just talking about Lindzie.
Yeah, I spelled I-B with the E-I-G-H.
205, 232, outline 2 scenes. Dang, everybody's killing it. 287, 305.
Ooh, Jessica, synopsis. I dread. I can't even, like, briefly summarize. I don't know how I would do.
I had to write a synopsis for Rena for my first book when it went out on submission, and it was worse than writing the book. Like, I hate synopsis. They're awful.
I think she's doing Pitch Wars too, so it's only a page.
Oof.
Like you don't even get the full 2 to 3, which would be way worse.
That's brutal.
There it is.
I think I did a 1-page and a 3-page, and it's just.
Dude, the 3-page, that feels long. That's an essay. Okay, that you're writing an essay. That's too long. I feel like, 2 seems like a.
I think I just wrote down like a brief synopsis of what happened in each chapter and then slowly dwindled it down.
Yeah.
But it's awful.
I feel like I read somewhere or saw someone say something about like having 1 sentence for like every chapter and then working within that, like either adding or subtracting. I don't know. I can't even think of that. I'm just freaking out about my 1 section right now. I can't even think of that far ahead.
Trust Lainey 113 is better than none. And also, I specifically when I did cold query some agents, I specifically did not do any that required a synopsis. And I ended up having to write one anyway.
Oh, you like purposely didn't pick people who required a synopsis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm very long-winded, so I'm really like bad at like just what's the point, you know?
I think it's because agents want like a brief overview of like, can you write a compelling story?
If I was an agent, I would 100% require a synopsis. I want to see where it goes, how it ends before I even read it.
Well,
I don't want to waste my time if stuff gets weird. Portals open up that it was a contemporary all up until the last chapter or something. I want to know ahead of time. So I don't want to waste my time.
The Stacy Squad. I like that idea. That's a really good idea.
I
just use little note cards, but I mean, if you have like a full idea with a full plot and everything, I think that's great.
I kind of did that with my middle grade. I like wrote down, I outlined it and then just hadn't worked on it yet.
Is that it?
I mean, this is my outline.
No, I mean like not like is that all you did? Like is that's the middle grade right there?
Oh, is that all?
Like, come on, Kevin, is that all?
No, I told you. I told you why.
No, I know. I just think that's cool. You have it like printed out. Like that's such a good idea. I don't do that kind of stuff. So.
I have to do things by hand when I'm outlining. Otherwise, I just can't figure it out. I have my writing notebook somewhere, and it's insane. I can't.
So, like, who is it? Is it Sarah Cannon that has like all the different notebooks for like different stuff? I was watching one of her videos where she had like 20. So like, these are the 25 notebooks I'm using this month for like different things, and I was like, okay. that's a little like much for me, but I could see doing it for different book ideas because that's what I was looking at my phone earlier. I have some notes on this on my phone. I have some on my computer. I have some in my bullet journal. I was like, okay, I need to just have a thing where I put all the ideas.
Heart Breathings, she...
Yeah, I think that's Sarah.
I don't know her actual name.
I think that's Sarah. I think we're talking about.
She has a lot of notebooks.
Yes, she's the one who did the video like, these are 25 notebooks I'm using this month. And I was like, oh my God. Then I was like, wait a minute. Or is this genius? Maybe I should have separate ones.
I love notebooks though. So whenever she has a notebook video, I get so pumped. I'm like, yes, it is a notebook.
Where's mine at? I try to get like a really fancy one of the leather ones from Barnes & Noble for each book, but sometimes I don't end up using it. But I have this really pretty one in my middle grade, and it looks so magical.
Like the whole Focus book. That's what it looks like.
I just wrote a piece of jewelry into my scene that has its stone in it. It looks just like that.
Fancy.
So now you can say, you know that stone? That's ring that's in this book. This is on my notebook. I inspired it.
Thanks, Stevie. I like it too.
I love the notebooks from Barnes & Noble, but they're just so expensive, and I'm so cheap.
Yeah, these are always gifts. I never buy them myself.
Yeah, I have
broke.
Yeah.
I started doing binders because Damien does it for all of his projects. So this is the witch book right now.
Oh, why'd you say what's on?
Because I had the fake title on there.
I want to know what the fake title is. What's the fake title?
No, it's bad. No, it's bad. It was just like I want to print this out, and I don't know what to call it.
Kevin, tell us the title.
Right now, it's called Casting the Circle.
Casting a circle?
Casting the Circle.
Oh. Sounds similar to Throw Your Ass in a Circle. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Throw your ass in a circle.
I just really wanted to do the Kate Kavanaugh thing where she has like the one symbol or whatever. This makes sense if you read the book, I think, hopefully.
I read it. I don't know what that's for.
The four.
Oh, okay. It looks like a hazard sign.
It's not a hazard sign. Wow. It has the word circle. Don't be calling me out, please. Slim, thick witch baddies. That's the new title.
I vote for that one.
I asked, I was like, hey, anybody that reads this, like, do you have any like title suggestions?
I think you should do something with pillars.
I was calling it the 4 Pillar Chronicles.
No. I don't like that. I always think of titles like I always think of them before I even write them. Like, I don't know. I'm weird. Like, I think of all those things before I even start.
I do with contemporaries, but
yeah,
I've never had a problem with contemporaries, but this one's killing me.
The one that I'm writing for Nano, I have like 2 different titles that I'm going back and forth between. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're probably going to change anyway, but it's just like how I think about it in my head.
Lizelle, yours is untitled, right? Currently?
Right, yeah, hers is.
And Jessica, you'll get to read it. You'll get to read it eventually.
Everyone wants to read Throw Your Ass in a Circle, Kevin.
I will always notice that now. That's so funny.
Do you remember? Oh, sorry.
What's the abbreviation? TY. So we can make a hashtag on Twitter. TY. See? TYAC.
I'm bad with. I'm gonna write it down.
It's TYAIAC. Doesn't really roll off the tongue.
But you know what it does roll off? Though.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love naming contemporaries. I feel like I do it really easily. It comes to me, but like with fantasy, it's just like I feel like there's so much more writing on it.
Catherine, I thought yours said when I just glanced at it that it said "Destined for Gayness." Yes, I can get behind that book. That's the kind of fantasy I want to read. She was destined than for gayness.
I always get stuck on titles because I want them to be like perfect and metaphoric, but make sense.
Yeah.
And so I get in my head too much, and it takes me forever to come up with them.
Yeah,
So-
mine works on several layers. People always think it's a horror book. I'm like, no, it's a cute YA contemporary about high school.
So the thing is with titles is that even if you choose one you really love, your publisher can make you change it.
That's why I said it doesn't even matter. Like, they're not gonna let you keep it.
I mean, you might, but it's just fun
Kind of
fact.
Huh?
I said fun fact. Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda was originally Simon and the Homo sapiens agenda.
Yeah. Woo. Well, that was a big change.
Hmm.
It wasn't even called Love Simon.
Oh my god.
Well, I watched Christine's video where she was talking about like the alternatives to Again But Better. All of her ideas were so bad. They were so bad. Like, they were rough. She was like, I kept thinking like, I don't know, dude. Just hearing like she talked about the process of coming up with the titles, and I was like, yikes. So I think a lot of people struggle. And they were like, she was like brainstorming with like her editor and stuff. So all right, Kevin, ready for another sprint?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Do you want to be 15 this time?
Yeah. Let's dive in. Let's get some stuff.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'm the same way, Lainey. I really like my contemporary titles, and I feel like if an editor told me to change it, I'd be like, but I would have to. I'm not stupid. 15 minutes starting at, let's just do it the 8 mark.
I don't know how it would feel. I was thinking about this today. Like, I feel like in a lot of ways, there's a lot of things that I would be fine changing. But I was trying to think, like, what would I be like, no, deal breaker? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
If they wanted me to make my characters straight,
Yeah.
which I've heard a couple of, like before, like the We Need Diverse books, I've heard that there were editors and publishers, editors and agents who said like, oh, I will represent this if you change the characters to be straight.
I was thinking about my Nano project, and it's got something that's a little controversial, and I was like, I wouldn't change that because I feel like it's an important, you know what I mean? I feel like there's some things that like are really important that I wouldn't, but a lot of stuff I'd be fine with.
I actually don't know what you're working on for Nano.
I told you, you just don't listen. You don't care about me, Kevin.
That's accurate.
Let's just get the truth out there. You don't care about me. You don't listen to me when I talk.
I just put up with you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of, and on that note, it's time to sprint. Okay, ready, go. Okay. How'd everybody do?
I got another chapter done.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
just-
easy when you're just fixing typos.
I just realized that like I need to add like at least 3 scenes and rewrite another one. So
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, every time I'm like, yeah, I'm getting traction. And then I'm like, no, I need to take out this scene. No, I need to add a scene. Story just keeps evolving, and I feel like it's like the never-ending story. So that's annoying.
637. Oh my gosh.
was all that 762? Just showing off.
Show offs. 350, 350.
Oh wait, she said that's all together. She got around 300.
Girl, bye.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Outline 5 scenes.
40,
Dang. A lot.
193. Hey, it's all good. It's better than me. I'm freaking taking out scenes, coming up with new ones. I'm
just
not making progress.
I thought that this printed outline I had was the most recent outline of the Witch book, and it's not. So now I'm just writing on the back of the paper, trying to figure out stuff.
Also, I realized I don't think any of us are drinking anything adulty or beveragey tonight.
No.
Yeah, I got Diet Pepsi. I usually do, but I was really tired already today, and I was like, if I drink a glass of wine or something, I'm a face plant right in the middle of the live stream. So my adult beverage is Diet Pepsi. So
Water is the most adult and responsible thing you can drink.
yeah, true.
Kayla said mostly reading over stuff, trying to figure out where the pace is off. I am not good with pacing sometimes. Sometimes I am all over the place.
That's actually what I'm worried about too, is my pacing. That's why I'm like removing and like adding and subtracting things, because I feel like the pacing of a lot of Act 2 is off. I don't know.
Act 2 is always hard with the pacing.
Yeah.
That's the hardest one.
My problem is that like a certain critique partner that I won't name, named Laura, she'd be like, "Oh, the pacing in this scene's good. The pacing in this scene's not." And it would like go back and forth like 4 chapters in a row. Good, not good. Good, not good. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing around here.
Well, I am also the critique partner who gave you the most the most responses. That's what you also said in your thing.
True, because I went through all my comments and I got rid of stuff, and I would say I have 58 comments left, and I would say probably about 48 of them are you.
That means I'm a good critique partner, okay? Because not all of them are negative. A lot of them are like, I really like this thing that you did here. You know, I'm trying to give you. That's the kind of professor I was. You know, like I would give lots of feedback, because if not, then you have your students come up and be like, you only wrote one thing on the paper. Why is it a C? So like, oh, you want to know why you got a C? I'm about to show you all the reasons why you got a C. So that's just how I am. I give a lot of feedback.
I need to figure out the correct possessive if a name ends in S.
You know what?
Like
It's after the S, right?
Yeah, but is there another S?
So if
No,
it's a
I think it's just the apostrophe.
if it's a person's name, then you put an apostrophe S.
But you said throughout this, like you even commented, you're like, I actually don't know what it's supposed to be. You should look this up.
I know, because I started second guessing myself. I was like, oh, I don't remember. But I remember a professor told me that once, but that, then I became a professor and I know that we don't know what we're talking about. So I would look it up. Because I was correcting the farmer's market because it should be possessive, but then I looked it up and they don't make it possessive.
Yeah, that's so weird to me.
It's confusing. So then I was like, so then I had to go back through and delete all those comments I left you because I kept fixing it. And I was like, after a while, I was like, wait a minute, I need to look this up because it should have been possessive, but they don't. Oh my God, a timeline. That is something else I need to do. I'm going to print out a calendar because mine takes place during one semester of school. So I'm going to print out a calendar and write on the calendar when things happen. I think.
I use Excel. That works for me.
That reminds me of J.K. Rowling. She didn't use Excel, but she used basically like an Excel format.
Yeah, like she hand wrote the cells and stuff.
Which like vintage.
That's great.
I feel like I need to see it on a calendar because like I need to know like a Friday night, like this is a Friday night and this is 2 days after Halloween or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I
have a friend who prints up like just a basic paper calendar and then writes in the cells like this scene happens here, or she'll do like a line like these two characters were fighting and not talking for this week-long thing, and that's
kind of what I do because the book takes place over like 5 months. So it's like I do skip time, and then like certain things happen on holidays and stuff, and so I'm just confused. I didn't think Aeon Timeline had an actual calendar, though. Does it?
I've never actually looked at it. Catherine, I used to switch tenses a lot. I've gotten a lot better at it, but it's hard. I actually what was I gonna say? I just completely blanked on what I was saying.
What?
I completely blanked. Oh, so I came up with this. I came up with this YA contemporary idea a while back, and I reread it in my writing notebook today, and I really want to work on it. But that one I'll need a timeline for because it takes place in 24 hours, kind of like The Sun Is Also a Star.
Yeah.
That's what my middle grade is. It takes place in 24 hours. It's the first time I've ever done that. It was stressful.
Really? I have an idea for one that happens in 24 hours too. I don't know. I'm scared of it.
I think it would be stressful, but at the same time, like it automatically adds some kind of tension to it.
Yeah. Mine has. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Nope. You.
Oh, okay. Mine has like. Mine has like the ticking time bomb at the end, so something's gonna happen at midnight. So
Okay.
it does, like as the time goes on, it just gets more and more stressful. So I guess in a way that is like a good thing. But yeah, you do have to make sure you plot everything out by the hour to make sure you don't get messed up in your timeline.
And it has to make sense that those things could happen in the hour. Like, could they sail an entire, ocean in an hour time? No.
Well, if there's magic, maybe.
I guess.
This is actually the second idea I've had for a book that takes place in 24 hours, but I never wrote the first one because it seemed too stressful. But this one is a rom-com, so I think I could do it because I really like writing rom-coms.
You need to beware of the shiny new ideas, Kevin.
I know. I'm not working on my middle grade next. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to work on for Nano, and I thought it was going to be the adult fantasy, but I still haven't decided.
I wanted to be done with this draft before Nano. That's clearly not going to happen. So next month, I'm going to start plotting it while simultaneously working on this. We'll see if that happens, but that's the plan.
I've never done like a true NaNoWriMo month. Like I've always revised during November, but I've never tried to draft a new novel. And I kind of want to this year, but I don't know what I'd write.
See, I definitely want to, even though I should be revising, because I just feel like I want to get the next thing out, and like fast drafting, like so I can just get it out and then I can put it back aside, finish revising, and then go to that when my book is with like critique partners and stuff. So I want to move on to the next project, at least for a little bit of time. Plus, I've never beat Nano. Like I had a lot of other things going on where I really struggled with my making writing a priority until this year. So the first time I got the 50,000 words was in April for camp. So now I'm like, okay, I know I can do it. I finally did. Now I need to do it on like an official Nano so I can feel good about myself, because I failed like 3-4 times before. So
thank you for coming, Catherine. Lainey said, honestly, I have no idea how long this book is. I should figure that out. I'm guessing a couple months. Some people, okay, so like I'm reading the first Game of Thrones book. It's so weird. I want to know what his timeline looked like if he even made one, because it'll be like, all of a sudden it's blah blah blah's name day. I'm like, wait, a whole year has passed already? Like,
yeah.
What is happening? The Game of Thrones books move very quickly, and it's like the chapter, like it doesn't feel like it, but then you're like, you find out that like 6 months is supposed to have passed, and you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
I feel like the transition of time is literally the thing I stress out about the most. Like if I need 2 weeks to go by, how do I start the next chapter? Like 2 weeks later. Like I don't know how. I like keep looking at other books. Like how do they do it? How do they, like pass time?
They're track problems. Timeline stuff is so difficult. Like, I don't know. Well, later on, one of the Game of Thrones books, he's just like, 5 years have passed since the last book, and you're like, what? I only know about that. I haven't read it yet, but I know that happens later. He skips 5 years just randomly.
I mean, I feel like that's almost easier than trying to pass like a week.
To me, it just feels very like when Desperate Housewives skipped 10 years in the future or whatever.
Do that. Or like One Tree Hill. Like they skipped all the college years.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, we're not interested in this. Let's just skip 10 years.
But I feel like it's also easier when you have a narrator, because mine's first person present. So if you have a narrator, the narrator can tell you things, but first person present is a little bit harder, I feel like, past time.
I'm putting my timeline in the what do you call it? Like the chapter heading. So it'll say like 7 hours till midnight, and then the next chapter is 6 hours till midnight. Yeah. See, so that way I can keep track. You can keep track.
Yeah, I like that.
See, and also like it's kind of stressful while you're reading. You're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? So it kind of makes you want to like keep reading, even you're like, I should go to bed, but there's only 5 hours left.
Ooh, maybe I can just do that. Put the date at the top of the chapter, and then I don't even have to address it at all. You can just be class. I don't have to say anything.
You could. I think that's why like some people benefit from doing like, oh, this is journal entry style, because then you can see how much time passed.
I could do like a little picture that says like 3 hours later, like from SpongeBob. 2 weeks.
Oh. Sorry, I'm really bad at forgetting to update the banner.
That made me think of carrying the banner from Newsies.
Anyway, on that note, how long do we want the next sprint to be, just so I can get stuff ready?
I don't know. What does everyone else think?
Yeah, you want to vote in the chat area?
Oh my God, it's covering 17 years.
Yeah, that's intense. Okay, Alyssa. Not helpful.
1 hour.
Seems like everybody wants a lot of 15s again.
Yeah, let's do 15.
Okay, Haley, I can tag you in chat to let you know to take out your cookies. I made chocolate chip banana bread the other day, and Damien and I have almost eaten all of it already.
I'm doing low carb, so that sounds so good.
I'm about to soon, so I'm enjoying my Domino's pizza right
now. There's a meme that I saw today that was like, me on day 2 without carbs, cashier. How are you doing today? Me. Don't worry about it, ho.
That's me. That's me right now.
Okay. We'll do it
40 after?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I sell baked goods at the farmer's market on Saturday mornings. That sounds so good.
But can you sneak one? I'm really bad at like when I bake things like for work. I'm really bad at not eating it before I bring it in.
I'm the opposite. I eat it all and I never bring anything in.
Well, like we have like potlucks and stuff, and so I always bring dessert, and I usually make Chrissy Teigen's banana bread, and so I have to make it instead of in the loaf, I make it in a bundt cake pan, so that way I can't take any of it because it'll be noticeable. Lori, you gotta go look at the pictures of Nolan that Lauren just sent. She addressed it to you. We have a very cute nephew.
Oh, they're Dumbo. They're so cute.
Is butter a carb? Yeah.
You guys can see that. Yeah, no.
You can kind of see it. Yeah, he's wearing a little Dumbo outfit.
Aww.
It's our nephew. Oh, he's so cute. Look, he's smiling in that
one. I probably shouldn't. I really want more banana bread, but I had ice cream earlier. I'm just like trying to eat healthy, but it's so difficult when things taste good.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, 15-minute sprint is about to start right now. How'd everybody do?
How about you, Kevin? How did you do?
Wait. Lindsay, I think you have us muted.
Oops.
There you go.
I'm almost done. I have 1 page left.
Ooh, nice.
I actually wrote, and I wrote 336 words.
I need to find a way to introduce a character earlier, so I'm looking through scenes, but am I thinking face? Where can I add this person? Ugh. Dang, 650. 419,
Wow.
87, 414, 422. Dang, you guys are doing good.
All right, y'all killing it.
Lindsay, do you only have 1 page left before you're done with like the whole thing?
I'm putting it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm putting it through Grammarly to catch my typos just before I send it off to like the last part to my CP. I'm still on draft 3, so I'm not like done.
Okay.
Yeah.
485.
There you go, Lainey. Dang.
I know, she's all like, 190. She's all like complaining about the 100s, but look.
I also am like worried because I watched Alexa's video today on the romance arc, and she was talking about the meet cute, and I was like thinking about when my character like meets the love interest. I'm like, I don't know if it's cute enough. Now I might have to go back and make it a little cuter. So I'm just rethinking basically every aspect of my book tonight. So that's where I'm at. Planning a whole new book apparently.
Mid-book crisis.
Yeah. Yeah.
570. Nice. I thought I did good. I was like, oh, 336 isn't bad. And then everybody's like, oh, it's bad and you should feel bad.
Jeez.
I can't do over like 150. Like, I'm such a slow writer.
What is your word count for your middle grade? I'm curious.
It's really low. So right now it's 33K,
Mhm.
which is like, that's more of like contemporary middle grade more than contemporary fantasy middle grade, but we're just going with it for now. We'll worry about that later.
When I signed with my agent, my contemporary YA book was 90,000 words. In her first pass through, she cut out 20,000 words. So, goes to show that
It's actually better to be under because that means there's not like a bunch of unnecessary stuff.
yeah,
And so then you can just develop stuff that you already have there.
I say it. That just goes to show, though, that an agent, if they like your story, the word count. I mean, while I'm not saying you should write a 15,000 word YA fantasy, the word count is not the end all be all. I am worried though because in Lizelle's sale on Publishers Weekly, it said her book is 90,000 words, and mine's semi-similar because it's about like wishes, and mine's only at 60,000 words right now.
I told you when I read it that there were places that I tried to make suggestions of places that I think that could make it longer.
Yeah. I mean,
I did feel like it was a little short, and I definitely thought that there were there were several like really great places that you could add to. So I think you'll get that length.
Lizelle said her first draft. Wait, first draft that like your agent saw, or like first draft altogether? Because this is like my third draft.
I remember watching her How I Got My Agent video, and she talked about how her agent made her beef it up.
Oh, that's right.
She signed her. Yeah.
That's right. You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
so then, dang, I should stop adding to this altogether. I'm done.
You got this. You got this.
I forgot that she had said that in her video. Okay, I feel a little less worried because like I still had to add some stuff to it, but I was nervous that it felt a little short. So.
Yeah, my contemporary is like right around 70,000. So if I stay in that range, I think I'm good.
I always underwrite my first drafts too.
Yeah.
If everybody else is saying that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I fast draft, and Laura, you fast draft too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we underwrite at first.
Yeah.
I wanted to fast draft my middle grade, but that did not happen.
See, that's why I want to like do nano, especially because that gives me the push to stay in fast draft mode and not like stop or slow down or anything like. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh god, I gotta stop. This is garbage. This is horrible. I gotta slow down. And then I'm like, nope. I'm on a timeline. I gotta get it done. I don't do well with like giving myself deadlines. That means nothing to me. Like I don't care. I'll disappoint myself all the time. So.
Hello, Grape Fry. Welcome.
Hi, Grape.
Lainey, my first book was overwritten, and it was mostly filler words. Like I did a lot of filler words in my first book, which is why she cut so much. So now I tend to underwrite for her, and she's like, "Oh, add some stuff here," because I would rather her tell me to add stuff. But Rena is brutal when it comes to like, you don't need this paragraph. This is overwritten, and I'm just like, okay, I see what you mean. Or she's like, you could word this way better like this. I'm like, oh yeah, she's brutal, but she's good. So.
Yeah, it's definitely better to underwrite and add than to have to because then, especially if you overwrite, then you get like so attached to things, and it's so much harder to know what to take out. It's so much better just to get the skeleton and then just kind of put some fat in where it's needed.
Yeah, because I think my original one before I sent it to Rena was like 92 or 93,000 words, and right before I did Pit Mad, I was like, I really like this chapter that's in here, but it literally adds nothing to the plot. I just wrote it because I liked it, so I cut it. But it's so hard. It's so hard. But it was also kind of like didn't make sense in a YA setting.
With my previous YA, at first I underwrote it and then I overwrote it. I got to 116K, and all my critique partners were like, "Hey, you need to cut like this scene and this scene and this scene," and I was like, "No, but you need these because it's a series, and you need this scene for later." Yeah, and then eventually, like 2 or 3 drafts later, I was like, "No, you're right. I really need to cut this," and I cut down like 20,000 words. So
this is actually something I'm kind of struggling with because Laura and one of my other critique partners said that like not enough things are wrapped up at the end of this book. But the thing is that ideally I see it as like at least a trilogy. So I wanted to keep some stuff open, but apparently I don't wrap enough up. So
yeah, and also like you're not supposed to save stuff for a future book, so you kind of want to tie things up, but leave opportunities for more stories, but not leave things unresolved.
Well, I'm gonna leave things unresolved.
Because you know what, Kev, if you get the book deal and they say, yeah, we do this as a series, you can always change the ending to make it more open-ended.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard of people doing that where, like, they wrapped everything up. In fact, what book was it? I think it was Carnival. She said that, that's Caraval. Carnival. Caraval.
That was a TV show.
An interview with, like Stephanie Garber or whatever. She said she wrote it as, like, a standalone, and they were like, oh, we want this to be a series. So she went back and changed the ending so that some things were open so that it could lead into the next story.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Now that I've read the whole series, I'm like, oh, I see it.
Yeah, I just finished the first. I just finished the first book, so don't spoil it.
I won't.
but
I see it now. Like I see how she might have stretched things. So,
yeah. So so that's so much easier to do, to go back and take a few things out and leave things, rather than have a bunch of loose ends and it seem like it's not a complete story. And if they don't want it as a series, then you miss the opportunity to even have the standalone, you know? So
I love duologies. There's something really nice and crisp about 2 books, which is why I liked To All the Boys I Loved Before duology.
Yeah.
She described it as, and before she added the third, but she described it as 2 halves of a heart, and I just like the idea of the duology.
You gotta give the people what they want, and they wanted more. So
I just love the Game of Thrones because I was just curious what the word count is, and it's a little under 300,000 words.
it's what?
It's a little under 300,000 words.
Oh, I didn't know that, Jessica. That's interesting. Yeah, I think that's way more common to just retcon the ending. So.
Yeah, Laura and I saw what is her name now?
Jenny Garber?
Jenny Hahn.
Sorry.
At a book signing, and she described it as 2 halves of a heart.
Yeah.
Or duology.
I had like, what was it, about a year and a half, Kev, where we went to like every single book event in Southern California, which there's a lot of book events in Southern California. That's why like now, like they just released the authors that are going to be at Y'all Fest, so I'm going to that down in Charleston, and I was like, you know what, there's only like one author that I haven't already met that I want to. And I was hoping Becky was going to be there, and she's not, so I need to message her and be like, why are you not going to be? I thought for sure she'd be there since she lives in Georgia. Maybe she'll be out of town, though.
I love how you guys are just like, Becky, our friend Becky, she'll be there.
Oh my God.
Like, just like it's Jenny on the block, like nobody.
Yeah. I'm not trying to name drop.
Yeah. I have no shame.
How do you guys know her?
Okay.
What happened was?
So I tweeted her once, and I was just like, hey, have you ever thought about putting your query letter online to like help other writers to see successful query letters? And she's like, and she tweeted back, she's like, no, I haven't, but if you like send me an email, I'll send it to you. And so I did, and then she sent it to me, and I was like, oh, thanks, this is really helping. I want to query soon. And she's like, oh, well, you can send me your query and I'll look at it. And then we just started emailing back and forth. And
This was like years ago too, when she wasn't as I mean, she was popular.
She wasn't as busy.
Yeah, this was like 2013 or 14. She only had Simon out at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. And then of course I lived with Kevin, so I was like, introduce me. So
I actually went to the Love Simon movie premiere in LA.
Yeah, as her guest. I did not. So we know who she's really friends with.
You're so high class.
I got to sit near Keenan Lons. How do you pronounce it? Is it Keenan Lonsdale, right? The guy that plays
Just say the guy who played whoever. We don't care how you say his name.
The guy from Dance Academy.
I know, but I don't know how to say his name. Just say the.
It is Keenan Lonsdale. I got to sit next to him. The guy that plays Blue. He's very hot in real life.
You thought he was hot. You thought he was hot when he was on Dance Academy.
He was,
but like Cass and Simon, we were like, yes, that is a great.
Seeing him in person and sitting really close to him, I was like, oh my god, this is so uncomfortable. I actually have a vlog where I went, I have a vlog on my channel of me going to the premiere.
Oh yeah, you did do that. I forgot about that.
The guy from The Flash. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yes, he's.
Yeah.
I'll just. I'm not gonna name names, but certain actors that I interacted with are not as nice as you'd hope. So.
Is that always the case though? Almost. I feel like I don't know. I had some like author dream people that I living in Southern California got to spend time with, and was like, wow, I wish I hadn't spent time with them because it kind of changed that for sure. Don't meet them.
I felt a little like Nick Robinson could have been a little nicer, but it's fine. It's fine.
He snub you?
He just gave me this really dirty look. But to be fair, I've gotten the same dirty look from Connor Frenta when I ran into him at Barnes & Noble. So maybe all celebrities.
What are you doing to these celebrities?
Yeah, live in LA.
I was at the Barnes & Noble. I was at the Barnes & Noble at the Grove, and I wasn't paying attention. I turned around and ran into Connor Frenta, and he looked at me like, and I was like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, I also what's his name? As I'm blanking out, the one who Stephen Chbosky, who wrote The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
He
was like the nicest guy ever. I cried. It was like because I was obsessed with that book when I was in high school. So he was amazing.
Okay, good, because I love that book. So
yeah.
I was like, oh, don't tell me he's a bad guy.
No, he's super nice.
He wrote "You Are Infinite" on it. Oh. I know, and then I was like,
cried.
I did. I cried, and I was like, so I couldn't even get my picture taken with him. I was like, no, I can't. No, I got it. Yeah. I was like, no, it's too much.
So I love that book, and he's a very nice man. But his new Imaginary Friends book, whatever it's called, has a kill the gays moment. So I'm just like, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, there's one gay character, and they I think they get beat up and put in a coma.
Well, things do happen to gay people too, Ken.
It just okay. Do not defend this, Laura.
Degrassi did kill off the only trans character. So.
That was more because the actress wanted to leave the show.
Still,
they weren't even planning that story arc for her character.
People disappoint all the time.
I'm wondering who. I actually am very interested. Who that story arc was originally meant for? Because they planned on killing off the whole character.
Oh, Degrassi. I can't believe I went to Toronto and didn't go to Degrassi. So disappointed in myself.
Yeah, you can send me an email.
Are we going to do another sprint, Kev?
Yes. Dante from Clerks. That's a good one to meet. I was
supposed to be there.
Damien and I,
Ashton Kutcher, that's a big one though, Laney.
Damien and I were walking down the street a couple weeks ago, and we saw Connor Franta again. So I'm just convinced he lives around here.
The only celebrity I've ever even seen is what's his name from Pirates of the Caribbean, Barbosa. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That would be a fun one.
I just passed him on a New York street, and I was like, "What's that?"
I saw the Ben Schwartz, the guy that plays John Ralphio. We saw him at Target.
Did you really?
Yeah. I wanted so badly to say something to him, but it was like 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. He was like disheveled looking, and he knew that I knew because I looked at him and he looked at me and I was like, oh.
He was like, don't do it. Don't do it.
He knew, and I was like, fine. We also saw the guy that plays Hector on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. We saw him on the street randomly.
Lizelle, I want to go to Toronto again. I love Toronto. It's like one of my favorite places ever that I've been. And I'm so mad that I didn't go to Degrassi, and I have to go back because I didn't go. So I want to find all the spots. You know?
I just want to go to Canada, but the closest Canadian city to me is Vancouver.
Well, there's cities before Vancouver. I mean, like the biggest big
I
city.
mean a city worth.
Yeah.
Not to be rude. I also saw Nicki Minaj driving a G-Wagon, a Mercedes G-Class, a couple weeks ago. That was the weirdest one for me, like seeing someone on that level. I looked over and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Nicki Minaj!" And she looked at me and I was like, "Oh hell no! I gotta pretend like." I was like, "What do I do? This is so awkward."
TB, I know you said you're from Louisiana, but do you live somewhere else? I thought you said maybe in your video today that you live in the Midwest. That you're in the Midwest. You go to school there or something. She's the worst. God, who was one of our brothers sent that to me? Was it yesterday that I was the worst?
Yeah, they called you the worst because Laura doesn't like Up.
It's not a good movie. It's boring. It's depressing.
No, it's not. It's amazing.
So all of my brothers, all 4 of them, were sending me gifts telling me how terrible I am because I don't like Up.
Yeah, well, you're terrible and you should feel terrible.
Yeah. And then I sent the gif of Ross doing this.
Yeah. Okay, Stacey, you and Laura can join the wrong squad.
Thank you. Up is boring and depressing.
Stacey squad needs to change your name to the wrong squad.
No.
Damien's never seen Wall-E, which I find strange.
Neither's Aaron. Maybe they should have like a little date and they can watch it together.
He said he saw some of it, but it's boring, but Damien's also wrong, so.
I agree. I thought it was boring.
What? It's about saving the Earth.
Dude, the fat captain, like all them people on the little.
That's already my life.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Damien, it irritates him that I still haven't seen Inside Out. Or Up. I mean, not Up. I've seen Up. I haven't seen Frozen. No.
Aaron will watch Wall-E because I thought he'd already seen it, so then I watched it without him, and then he was like, "How dare you watch a movie that I haven't seen without me?" So now he won't watch it out of protest. Forever not get to see it now because you watched it without me.
Damien and I went on the Inside Out ride at Disneyland. It is so boring. I mean, it's cute, but it's you just go. It's cute looking, but it's so boring.
Isn't it DCA, right?
Yeah, it's in between the roller coaster. It's in a weird spot.
That is weird.
That was
out
that we saw. Damien, just so everyone knows, Damien's also back here doing writing. So look at that.
Why is he doing sprints with us?
Because he tweeted something about how he's like, whenever I write or draw for fun, I just think I should be working on my middle grade book. And then his agent tweeted and was like, "Ha, you should be, wink face." And now he's like stressed.
Ooh. Awkward time.
He was like,
I want to know. Sorry, go ahead.
And he was just like, she never responds to anything on Twitter. I forgot that she was even on there.
Awkward.
Yeah. Stacey, it is just Flix Flyer. So it's cute, but it's just like,
Haley, I want to know your hot take on Inside Out. Why do you hate it so much? Let me know. I want the tea.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah, it's that stupid Bugs Land ride.
Flick flyers. Yeah, I told Rena I was gonna have her the book by the end of this week, and then I was like, oh, she never responded to the email, so like maybe she just understands I'm not gonna have it done on time. And then she emailed me this morning. She's like, can't wait to read it. I'm like, no pressure though, right?
All right, we gonna do another sprint?
Yeah. Oh, do not scratch me. Alfalfa just jumped on me. You got.
How long do you want to do, guys?
Let's do 15. Why not?
Okay. I'm down.
Hey, look, it's a cat.
Oh, I should get my cat and you should get yours and we should make them talk.
They should high five.
Friend. My best friends are everything.
Okay.
Let me grab her. She's right by my feet. Hold
Okay.
on. Oh, wait, are we sprinting? Never mind. We can do it later.
We're not sprinting yet.
Okay.
We're gonna
Double
do
clap.
we're gonna do a 15-minute starting at the 20. He just wants to sit on everything I'm doing.
Oh, she's not happy. Oh, no, never mind.
We don't want it. She rejects
No.
him.
I would say Alfalfa's not happy either. Look at his face. Does he look happy to you?
He's starting to kind of look like Damien a little bit. They're starting to favor each other.
I was holding him and he just went like really hard.
My cat was like, meow.
My dog bitched at me when I kicked him out of the room, so.
Alfalfa was not happy with that. Oh, my little baby.
Cat cam.
Like checking the damage on my body to see how many scratches I just got.
He attacked my foot yesterday through my sock, and I was like, oh hell no, I gotta cut your nails now. They do it, Stacy, because they want to draw people to it, even if it's not finished. Which, to be fair, Star Wars Land is cool and all, but it needs the second ride. It's weird. Stop. He's laying on my keyboard now. But you're so cute. Oh, if you haven't already and you like this stream, go ahead and hit that like button to really help me out.
Lindsay, are you doing pitch wars?
I don't know. I'm weighing the pros and cons right now. I don't, because part of me wants to, but part of me thinks like it's a 4-month-long stint, and like, what if I could be querying like
Agreed.
in November or something? And if I did pitch wars, I'd have to wait till February. So I just.
That's my opinion. That you did not. I think that you're right. That 4-month-long commitment, could be querying before them.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, you have to query with pitch wars anyway.
Yeah.
Like at the very end. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but it would be kind of nice to have the community and stuff. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Haley, I have craft supplies all around me.
I am surrounded by packed stuff that was supposed to move into my new place last week until we got ghosted by movers. So
Oh,
yeah, they just didn't show up. Packed up everything, sat there and waited. Nope, didn't show up. So we had, yeah, it was a big ordeal.
Did you pay them already?
No, and like they wouldn't like
Oh.
respond because like we did it through U-Haul, and so like you pay U-Haul, but they don't release the money until the job is done. So like we kept texting them all day, like what's going on? Because like they texted us in the morning, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll be there, at like 10 a.m. And then we kept calling and texting after 10 to like see what's going on, and finally like at 2 o'clock, like after they did not respond to anything, my husband was like, you know what, this is bullshit. Like this is so unprofessional. If there was a problem or whatever, you should have texted us. I'm gonna give you a really bad review and make sure everyone knows it. And the guy texted back immediately and said, cool story. Can you believe that? After like, all these text calls all day long with no response, literally within a minute of my husband texting that, he texted back, cool story. I thought my husband was going to murder somebody.
Yeah.
He was like the Liam Neeson, like, I will find you, and I will. Like, it was crazy. So now we have to wait and move this. So we're like, had to unpack a bunch of boxes to get stuff to be able to use for the week. So we thought we were going to be unpacking there. So it's been a nightmare.
Yeah.
You guys ready to sprint?
I'm ready.
Oh,
Do it.
Ready. Okay, we're starting right meow. feel like that was quicker than I thought it was going to be.
I like felt like a little bit, like it felt like a drop on my leg. I was like bleeding. I put my hand on my leg, lifted up. I had blood on my finger.
Ew.
I looked at my leg, and I have blood running down the back of my leg. I don't have any idea what I did. I was just sitting here, like thinking about my blood,
Dog.
like a ghost came and like wanted me or something.
It's the witch's curse.
God, like it's like a long like line of blood just all the way down my leg. Jeez.
Stretch, baby. Oh, yeah, stretch. So, how did everybody do?
Weird. God. 198, 257.
The chat's not updating for me. What's happening? There you go.
Who was the ghost, Stacy? They're mad I packed up all my toys. They don't get to play with it. Ooh, you got a plot. That's nice. That's the hardest thing for me. I'm great at coming up with interesting characters, really cool premises, but a plot, yeah, forget it. I have a really hard time coming up with a plot.
You guys killed it. Jeez.
436, dang.
How'd you do, Lindsay?
I did good. So I finished putting in all of the Grammarly typo catches, but then I went through a chapter and I found out that I tense switched. I went back to past tense when I wrote it in present, so I'm having to do that. But I'm glad I caught it.
A lot of people did do well. Dang.
500, shockingly. Believe in yourself, Lizelle. Jessica, I have a lot of shelves in my apartment. Damien just brought me chocolate chip banana bread and a coffee cup. Oh, he says this is not a coffee cup. Wait, what did you say, Laura?
It's like a soup cup, you know? Like
I didn't think that was a thing. That's what Damien calls it too.
really?
Yeah. She goes, it's a soup cup. He will eat ice cream and stuff.
Yeah, they're like flat and it has a handle.
But I will say, I hate the sound.
Like ceramic.
Yeah, it's awful. But why not drink coffee out of it? The lid, because it's so big, it cools down too quickly though.
476, nice, Lindy.
Yeah, get it, lady. And send me your book, dang it. You keep saying you're going to send me the rest, and you won't. She sent me 8 chapters, and then she was like, that's all you're getting. Bye. And I was like, I got hooked, and then I didn't get any more.
Like the rest of us.
What did everybody get for the total?
Yeah, someone said they got 1,200 for the...
Haley said she had 2,200 for the entire stream.
Dang, Haley. I love how everyone else in the stream is always so much more productive than we are.
Lindsay was productive.
That's true. It's just me and Kevin.
A little bit.
I was productive-ish. Get off my keyboard.
I was being attacked by ghosts, so I have an excuse, okay? My dog got angry with me, then my ghost attacked me.
Maybe that's where the blood came from. Maybe it was like...
Yeah. It was so quick. His little fat chunk butt, I didn't even know. He would never hurt me.
Dang. Lizelle got almost 1,800.
2,000.
2,000. Jessica got a video edited. Is that going up tonight or tomorrow?
Probably tomorrow, I would imagine. I'm late.
Everybody, don't forget to go check out Laura and Lindsay's channels. They are linked in the description below.
Check out Lindsay. She's cooler than I am.
I mean, am I allowed to agree with that?
Does that upset you, Kevin? Because I always say that I'm cooler than you. But I think
I don't let it up. It doesn't upset me because I know that you're wrong. So.
I told Kevin I was going to make a shirt that says, Kevin's cool, but I'm cooler. I'm just going to wear it all the time.
Every live. That's your uniform.
Yep. Kevin's cool, but I'm cooler. Contemporary-a-thon. Ooh, I'm excited for that because I need some new recommendations. I read 15 contemporaries in September.
Ooh, are you guys doing Spookathon? Is anyone in the chat doing Spookathon? Because I love books and all. It's Books and Lala's scary Halloween readathon. I mean, it have to be scary book, but she has a bunch of prompts and stuff, and it's just fun. I like it.
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm really out of touch with BookTube, and I just found out about Books and Lala from Laura like a couple days ago.
She's one of the only booktubers I still watch. I just love her content. It's so original and fun.
I watch Common Sense, but he hasn't done a video in a while. He's so funny.
I need to go binge a bunch of Books and Lala videos. Maybe Spookathon 2019 announcement. I'll watch that video.
Yay, I'm glad some of you guys are doing it. It's so fun.
Well, thanks for coming, Stacy.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, see, everyone likes Books and Lala, Kevin.
I'm sorry, I'm out of touch.
It was so weird too because like I just randomly read The Raven Boys this last few weeks because that's like I got throttled on Scribd and it was like the only thing I could still read. And then I saw that there was like a readathon for them and I was like, what are the odds? It's like an old series. I just randomly was the only it was like the only thing that Scribd would let me read. And I was like, well, that worked out.
I'm supposed to read that this month. Did you end up liking it? How did you feel? It was slow, wasn't it?
Okay, yeah. So I think actually you will like it more than I did. Just because I don't know. Like I think there's a lot of like things you can appreciate about the writing, and I know you really like that kind of stuff. I just felt like the story itself was a little slow. I gave them all like 3.5-ish type stars. So it was good. I mean, I wanted to finish it, like, but I wasn't like, yes, I'm so here for this. Like, and it's such a weird like plot. Like, I don't know where she came up with it. It's so bizarre. Like, I don't know. It's just very strange. So I think you would like it though. I do think that it's a little slow, but I think you'll like it.
Okay. I really like her writing. I think it's pretty. I've read her Scorpio races about like the horses that come out of the ocean and stuff. That is so slow. It's so slow, but it's beautiful, but it's slow. So you need a fast pace.
The writing is like, it's definitely like on another level of writing. Just for me. And I also I like to have like really good love stories. And I know that there's love stories in this series, but it didn't work for me. Like I didn't love it. So that was a little disappointing for me, but
yeah, the plot is super secondary to the book. I think that's her style.
I plan on reading it, but I'm like a little afraid to read it while I'm editing this because I don't want to steal things from it without realizing it.
I think it's so different, honestly. Also, I tried to read the Shivers trilogy, could not get into that.
That's the werewolf one, right?
Yeah, it's like, no, that was not working for me.
Maybe she's just not for you. You know what I mean?
Huh?
I said maybe she's just not like for you. Like her writing style doesn't work for you.
I appreciate her writing for sure, but like the Shiver trilogy, I felt like the Shiver trilogy is very different from Raven Boys, though. Yeah.
See, that's how I feel. This is a hot take. Okay, you ready? Everyone, prepare. Buckle up. That's how I feel about Leigh Bardugo. Like I appreciate her stuff, but I've read 6 of her books, and they're not for me. Like
yeah, that's kind of how I feel about
Kevin's face.
I've only read one of Leigh Bardugo's books, so I own all of them, but I only read the first in the first series. Like whatever it is, I can't even remember now. So I thought it was okay. So I just haven't. But I feel like that about Sarah J. Maas. Like I read like the first 5, and I'm just like, okay. And I read all of the Court of Thorns and Roses, that whole series, and I was still just like. So I feel like after like 8 books, I'm just like, meh. I don't think she's terrible, and I see why people like her. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm
just such a touchy-feely kind of person. Like I need like a lot of emotion and like connect, and I just don't feel that. And I know other people feel differently, but for me, I wasn't getting that. And like in Mass's books, I think it's a lot more plot-driven than what works for me. So.
Jessica with Renee Audier, I loved her first book, The Wrath and the Dawn, and the sequel was like night and day. I have feelings about the sequel that I can't even talk about.
I've never read the sequel. I've only read the first one.
Yeah, I've only read
Only read the first one. Only read the first one.
Lindsay, do you remember Sleeping Giants?
Yes.
So I
do.
listened to that on audiobook because of you. You suggested it. Did you know the second
Mhm.
one's on Scribd?
No, I mean I've read them all.
Oh, you
but-
have?
Yeah,
I didn't think.
I read the whole series.
Oh,
Yeah, I read it back to back. Like I read them in 3 days. I was just like boom, boom, boom.
are they like? Is it worth listening to the rest of them?
I think so. I think the first one's the very best, but the second and the third were also good.
Because I like the twist at the end of the first one.
Yeah. It just depends on your mood. Like I'm not always in an adult fantasy mood, but when I am, or an adult fiction, science fiction, but when I am, then I would say go for it.
I mean, you want to talk about weird books? That book is so weird.
So weird.
It's like, oh, there's like this machine in the ground, and then the legs going backwards thing was so weird to me. That entire plot line was so weird.
Yes. The human, like, but the way she like brings it, or it's a he's a writer, and he, a man writer, and he like brings it down to such a human level, and that's what I loved. Even though there was all this crazy stuff going on, like the characters were so grounded and real and raw, and I just love that.
I just feel like if I knew in person, he would be the kind of guy though that I would be like, this dude's weird and probably does a lot of drugs.
Yeah, probably. Spill the tea, Lindsay. You know it.
I love contemporaries, but
Yeah.
I never read any Sarah Dessen though.
No, I like went on a spree a long time ago and bought a bunch of Sarah Dessen from like secondhand stores, you know, like really cheap. And now I have like 30 of them, and I was like, I'm never gonna read these. What am I doing with these? Like, I don't know. Like, I like contemporaries, but they have to have something more than a love story going on. And I feel like a lot of hers are just. I love the love story. Like, I live for it. I need it in the book, but it can't be the only thing. So, because then that's just like. I'm not the kind of person who will read just like a straight romance. Like that doesn't work for me. So now I just have all these Sarah Dessen books. I'm going to donate them to the library here. So, and they sell them to like raise money for the library. So, well, I got some things figured out. I don't know. I just need to get settled in our new place and get my office set up, get in the right headspace. So I can get this figured out.
Right. Progress is progress. You did something, right?
Yeah, TV, but you're gonna read my contemporary and you're gonna love it.
What's your favorite genre? Well, I love YA fantasy. I love any fantasy, adult, middle grade, all of it. I also love adult mystery thrillers.
Really?
Those are great. Yeah, they're my second most read genre after fantasy.
Oh, that's right, because you sent me your stats page, which I'm going to eventually steal and put in my bullet.
Yeah.
Do you read young adult thrillers?
I'm trying to. I set myself a goal to read 5 because I was thinking of writing one for my next book, maybe. But
have you read one? What is it? One of Us is Lying. Have you read that?
No, I actually got spoiled for that one, so I didn't read that. But I read Carrie McManus's second book, The Two Can Keep a Secret. I actually just finished that like 3 days ago, and it was good. Like, I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I liked One of Us is Lying. I just read it last month, so it was decent. Like, I liked it. I think it was the first time, honestly, that I've read a YA thriller. So I wasn't sure. I liked it.
Have you read Sadie?
No.
That's a good one. I mean, it's very triggering and very dark. So like, look up content warnings. But it's probably the best YA thriller I've read. It's really good.
So I'll give some suggestions, but you can't say if you don't like this writer because I am good friends with him. But Caleb Rowriggs, Last Seen Leaving, and White Rabbit are both contemporary mystery thrillers. The first one is described as Gone Girl, but YA. But
I've never heard of those. Send them to me. I'll check them out.
They're LGBT, so all of his main characters are gay. Well, his third book is about a girl who, like, is a heist girl. I don't know how to describe it. She's like a thief. She runs heists, and all of like the people are like drag queens that help her.
Oh, awesome.
So, but Last Scene Leaving is
Who's this publisher, Kev? I can't remember.
I can't pronounce it. It's the one that's like Fuel.
Fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's who Lizelle sold to, right? Maybe.
No.
Lizelle, what is your publisher /
That
imprint?
was... I can't remember. She can answer herself. I remembered it, but I can't. I thought I remembered it. But...
In case everybody doesn't know, Lizelle in the chat has sold a book to a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
You should go check out her channel as well. Simon Pulse. Okay.
So wrong.
I was completely wrong.
Way off, bro.
Jessica, why don't you like Gone Girl? What did Gone Girl do to you? I want to know.
I had it ruined for me, so like I'm not interested in reading or watching it.
See, I also had it ruined for me, but I don't care. I still want to read. Like plot, like having things spoiled does not prevent me from reading or watching anything.
I just feel like that one in particular, like that's the huge thing that everyone talks about in that book is like the twist. It's like
but you're so weird about spoilers, Kevin. You can't even tell him what things are about. Like you can't even say like, oh, there is a gay character in the book. He's like, don't spoil it.
No, that's not true. That's not true, but I don't want you to tell me plot points from the book. Like that's ruining it for me.
If I say like, oh, there's this scene where they're in a gym, and he's like, don't tell me there's a scene where they're in the gym. I need to go in knowing.
Yeah, because then I can start to infer things. As a writer, I all the time can figure out things before they happen, so I like to be as surprised as possible.
It just doesn't. It doesn't take away my enjoyment if I know things or can guess things.
Like the book We Were Liars, I guessed the plot twist like 20 pages into the book.
Almost, I don't think there's any book I've ever read that has actually shocked me. I always guess.
Everyone on BookTube, on Bookstagram, when We Were Liars came out, was like, the twist is so amazing, And I literally,
young kids, you
like
know,
20 pages in, I was like, oh, I know exactly what's happening here. Lamp scene. I'm about to Google Gone Girl lamp scene.
Yeah, I'm literally doing that right now because I'm like, what happened with the lamp? I read this like a year or two ago, but I'm like, oh.
I used to watch soap operas, and there was like a website that would tell you spoilers for the next day's episode, and I would read it every single night, and then I would still watch the episodes the next day. I didn't care. Like people would leak like the scripts. And so I would say, like, these are the things that are going to happen tomorrow's episode. And I'd be like, all right, I'm ready for it. I'm excited to see it. And then I would watch it the next day. I didn't care.
That is the most metal thing I have ever heard.
Hi, Aphrodite.
Hello, Aphrodite. Mackenzie, I don't know. I just had a feeling. Like, I went into it knowing there was a twist, so that might have been why. Like the whole time I was, because apparently, like if you didn't know there's a twist, then it's just reads like a contemporary.
Yeah, when you know there's a twist, then you're just looking for it. You're guessing it like the whole time.
Yeah, it's just it was so like once you know, it's one of those things where like once you know there's a twist, you should reread it after you're done because like you'll pick up on things. But knowing there was a twist, I was picking up on things immediately that I just connected the dots almost immediately. But yeah, like if I didn't know there was a twist going in, I don't think I would have been as quick to guess what happened.
But I feel like with thrillers and stuff, you know there's always a twist. So it's like...
Well, the thing is that We Were Liars is not billed as a thriller. It's billed as just a contemporary novel. So if you don't know there's a twist, like it's very easy to go into that not knowing there's a twist.
But I feel like there's a mystery, and whenever there's a mystery, then that's thriller.
I mean, there's kind of a mystery, I guess, but it's mostly just like it's not really even a mystery. I guess when you're reading it, it's just like everyone's acting weird, and you don't know why they're acting weird.
Well, that's the mystery, though. I mean, and that's how it's like sold. It's like she needs to like, why is everyone behaving like that? Makes
but
it.
But you'd have to read it. It's not sold like that. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just.
Is that the one that's about the girl going back to the island?
Yes.
Like okay, I've read that one, and I guessed that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did guess that. Some of them are a little bit easier, but that one was crazy because the author was like super metaphoric and like right off the bat, and you didn't know. And I think the first page is like, my dad shoots me in the heart and I bleed out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what is going on? But it's all metaphoric. It's not like literal. So I was like, whoa, this is wild. Like it was crazy.
I mean, it was a quick. I mean, it's a really small book too, so it was like a quick, easy, fun read. But it just like didn't blow me away like I feel like a lot of people seem to have been.
Mm-hmm.
Same. After that, it didn't ruin it for me either. Yeah. I don't care if I can guess it.
My thing was the characters didn't sound like teenagers to me. I remember specifically that from that. Like I was like, these sound like middle schoolers, not older kids. I'm really picky though. Sorry, like negative Nancy over here.
No, I know what you mean, but I don't want to give away any spoilers for the book in case anybody wants to read it. But I could see, I guess, why they speak like that.
Good point.
You know, I don't want to ruin anything. So.
I gotcha.
But I agree. There are certain books where, like, okay, I don't know if anybody here likes John Green, but all of his characters don't read like teenagers. And they're making that. They're making Looking for Alaska into a TV show.
Yeah, I think has it already started? Because I've been seeing a lot of previews for it.
I just saw a trailer. Well, I started to see a trailer and I clicked out of it.
I just his books are boring to me. So the show looks decent. I might check it out, but I've read several of his books and they're just slow.
I just tried and I just feel like a lot of his characters read as if a middle-aged man wrote a teenager.
I was just about to say, like, I know this is like I'm going to say it. I'm making a huge generalization here, okay? But a lot of times I don't like books written by straight men because they don't tend to have enough emotions in them, and that's what I live for in a book. It can have absolutely no plot, but just a lot of angst, and I'm for it. And I feel like he has that stuff in there, but it's just not. I can tell when usually when it's a straight man writing it versus anyone else.
Because that's how you felt about Scott Westerfeld's that the emotions.
I love those books. I love Scott Westerfeld's book, but I don't feel them in the way that I like to feel other books.
Yeah. You know who's the best person if you want to get into your feels? Stephanie Perkins.
Yeah. Although I will say Stephen Chbosky gave me all the feels in Perks of Being a Wallflower. He is on that. So, and I love his wife. She wrote for Make It or Break It, which was like one of my favorite teen shows about gymnasts. So I was very excited to meet her too. She wrote for something else that I watched too.
Bunheads, right?
What?
Didn't she write for Bunheads?
I think so. I watch all those teen. If there's a show about teen girls, I'm gonna watch it. So, I live for that stuff.
Damien, what was the one that you just told me today they're making into a teen show? Oh, Winx Club. Oh yeah. They're remaking Winx Club with a live action.
I don't know what that is.
Like teen show.
Live action.
Yeah.
That's a little odd.
Did you say it was in the vein of Riverdale?
I'm assuming.
So I don't
know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that, but
I used to have one of those dolls though. It was one of the ones you go like this to, and then it flies off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, those ones that blinded people. What, Damien?
Wait, that's not Winx Girls.
How do I not know what Winx Club is? Am I too old for that?
Probably. Yeah, I never watched it. I just know what it is.
I never even heard of it.
I found the dolls first, and then I found the show after I found the dolls.
Is it one of those ones that like they just made a show to sell more of the dolls, or did they make the dolls after the show? You know what I mean? Because sometimes when they make dolls and then TV shows, the TV shows aren't good because they're just trying to sell the dolls rather than have a plot. Aphrodite, you're just like cooler than Laura. That's why.
I don't think you're way older than me. I'm 36, so I'm pretty freaking old. Although Trisha Paytas does not believe that I look 36.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this again. Mackenzie, Damien watches all of the American Girl. Have you seen all the American Girl movies?
Not the girly year one.
You should do a YouTube video ranking them. Damien collects American Girls. Let's see if we can see them. Yep, they're up there.
Well, he'll get demonetized in January. So
That's true.
But,
She said, well, he's gonna get demonetized in January.
yeah.
I've never watched Wings Club, so
It's so cute. It's like there's this good house of good fairies, and like one has like technology power, one has music power, one has nature power, and then their enemies are like a school for evil right next to them, and they like fight. And then there's like a boys' school that they all like date.
was there boy dolls? Because I always like boy dolls better than the girl dolls.
Yeah.
I don't know.
wait, they're fairies? How did I not know about this? I love fairies.
Are they fairies? They have wings, so I think.
I'm looking it up. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, for fairies, how did I not know about this? I love fairies.
But I remember the show was so cute because like every single individual fairy, like she had a huge bedroom that was like in the theme of her power. So like the nature one, you walk in her bedroom and it's like you walk in a meadow. And I just remember wanting to live in.
Live in the meadow.
Um,
It looks like I'm looking it up. If they're gonna do that live action, I have a feeling it's gonna look similar to like Bratz. That's what it kind of.
don't you dare bring up Bratz in this chat.
You have a son close to my age?
I'll say two things. Aphrodite, you do not look old enough to have a kid Laura's age. You look so young. I don't know what you're talking about. But Mackenzie, Damien buys them off eBay and restores them, or at Savers. We found one at the thrift store the other day. Actually, we went to Goodwill the other day, and Damien found a Bitty Baby for $2. How much are Bitty Babies brand new?
They're 75.
Like-
They were $75, and there was just one thrown in a pile for $2. Winks. No,
Yeah, I love that it was a town.
Greg, you seem like you'd be a Bratz fan. You know what I mean?
Bratz were my thing too. I loved those when I was a kid.
Okay, I went to
No. No.
Okay. Really quick, Lainey, I was just talking to a coworker about Neopets and how much I miss playing it, and I found out it's not blocked on my work computer. So, am I gonna start playing
I'm
Neopets?
obsessed with Neopets.
I was obsessed, but
Yeah.
okay.
Wait,
Lynn-
can you like do like a Neopets like thing? I felt like you like write like Neo. I feel like you did something weird with Neopets.
No.
I gotta think about it. No, I think you did. I gotta think.
Okay, so, Lindsay, I went to the thrift store and I was buying a couple of Barbies. I think I was only buying like 2. And she was like, oh, like, do you buy these for somebody? And I was like, no, I just collect them. And she was like, oh, Bratz were my shit. And I was like, I'm sure they were with language like that. Okay, I know Bratz fans. They're all like that. Bratz were my shit. Like, oh, I know. I can tell just by you talking like that. I know Bratz fans. They're awful.
Is it just because we're like, are we trashy? Is that the thing?
It's-
Is that what you're getting at?
That's what you grew
Because
up.
Bratz are trashy.
That's what you grew up for your inspiration. They were so.
I did
They were all.
It was funny because I would take them to church with me, and the people at my church would be like, "Why do you bring those whore dolls into church?" They're like shoes that were that big and their big makeup and stuff.
I still see them all the time at the thrift stores, and they always freak me out because they usually come in with no feet. And that's the biggest thing to me. Is like, I get it's supposed to be like, oh, well, you can change their shoes without like having to worry about feet or whatever. But the feetless dolls freak me out.
If you switch the races, they get to wear skin socks.
Oh my god.
That's what
The-
my little cousin used to do.
The boy ones are freaky looking too, and they wear like tidy whities. They're weird. I have a Mycene doll somewhere in a box.
I remember one time I got grounded off of my Bratz dolls because I was playing with them in my playroom, and like the one boy Brat was like my bad boy, and
Oh
he
my
was like, "Let's smoke a cigarette,"
Oh my
and I got grounded. They got him taken away.
Gee,
My mom was like, "Yeah."
no, you know what our mom would have done? She'd have tossed a cigarette at the doll and said, "Smoke up, Johnny."
Okay. So my problem with the Bratz dolls is just their feet. To be honest, they're so freaky.
Wait, they're BTS dolls?
The BTS dolls look so nice. Okay, some of them look a little cheap. What's so weird? Okay, I'm gonna get on a tangent about dolls. What's so weird about the BTS dolls is one of them, the jacket comes off and he's wearing a shirt underneath. All the other ones, it's one piece, like sewn together. So it's like half of front of a shirt and half of back of the jacket. So one of them feels more complete than the others. It's weird. Okay, Grape, I agree with that.
I was about to say I agree with that too, Grape.
But look, this is my current Barbie wall. They're just hanging out. I had a Teresa, but it broke. I would start
I like that.
I would start a doll podcast. You have no idea. Me and Damien.
Lady says she acted out Buffy episodes with her brat dolls. I love that.
I just
my scenes too. My scenes were pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I have one or two, I think, of them. My problem with the so like with the Barbie, if you lose the shoes, she just looks like she's not wearing shoes. But a Bratz doll, you lose the shoes. They have no feet. They just have little pegs. I guess if you're collecting though, because don't they still make the collector Bratz dolls?
What exists?
They still make collector Bratz dolls, but you can only buy them on Amazon.
They only made 3
of them. Damien also found a Polly Pocket at the thrift store the other day, like one of the vintage ones.
I had so many Polly Pocket.
He got the yellow clamshell one. What is it? Is it a hair salon or spa?
Yeah,
It's a hair salon. Oof. I want the boy magazine. Aphrodite, I'm jealous. Wait, Aphrodite? Oh yeah, Damien also found some like vintage American Girl stuff. But Aphrodite, are you a doll person? Because welcome.
Yeah, you're with your people. I think she said she ordered the BTS doll.
Here's the thing. Also, I want them, but they're expensive. Like if you're gonna get all of them, they're expensive. My favorite is the one with the pink hair. Lindsay, I finally joined Den of Angels.
Did you?
But
yes. My name's Hippo Lover Girl. Add me. Did you hear me?
I can't afford. Yeah, I will add you, but I can't afford a BJD anytime in the future. So.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Good night.
Jessica, NSYNC was my jam, Jessica. Like for so long.
Are the NSYNC ones with were the NSYNC ones the ones with the strings attached? We saw one recently, I think. It was like one of the ones no one cared about.
Aphrodite has Monster High.
Aphrodite, I have my main doll collection is Monster High, and to be honest, I have too many. I have complete ones on a shelf in the bedroom, and then I have a box of like other ones. Don't say the number out loud.
Called out.
He's like, you have like 80. That's an exaggeration. No. I
about a year before you started collecting them, I got some Monster High stuff, and I showed him like, look how cute these are. He's like, what is that? I've never heard of Monster High. It's so weird. Then like a year later, he's like, I've been collecting Monster High. I'm like, how dare you? You shamed me for liking him.
Aphrodite, I will not cringe at that. They're perfect for face-ups. I want to do, like more like 79. Yeah. I want to do face-ups, but I don't think I'm good enough, so I won't. Because Monster Highs are basically mini ball-jointed dolls.
Mm-hmm. I commissioned 2 face-ups for my BJDs one time. It's very expensive, but like it looks awesome. And it's of book characters that I made when I was like in high school. The books will never be seen, but it was really fun to kind of like shell those characters in a doll form.
One of Damien's friends just gave him 2 ball-jointed dolls, and I'm just like, who just gives them away? First of all, they're like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Second, I didn't realize how big some of them are. One of them, I think he said was like hip height, which is terrifying. I can't have a doll that big.
Phoenix, you're not the youngest one here. We had, who is it that's 15? Is it Alyssa? I think Alyssa is 15, although she left earlier. So you're not the youngest. And I don't have any children. So
Thank you for coming, Lizelle. Sorry that we got off topic.
thanks for coming, Lizelle.
Grape. Monster High dolls are Bratz as mythical creatures. I would say I could see that.
That's a conspiracy right there.
I could see
A good theory.
one of my video ideas is I want to make one of my book characters out of a Monster High, but I just haven't done it yet because I'm nervous.
That's cool.
I have so many extras, it will not be a problem. My thing is I prefer the boy dolls. I just prefer boy dolls in general because they're harder to come by, but because of that, they're expensive. But I found somebody that makes Monster High sized clothing on Etsy for pretty cheap, so I can basically just do that for BJD, and then everyone on Denim Angels will laugh at me. Ever After High and Monster High were canceled. I have some Ever After High also, but not as many. They were canceled. I'm just gonna have a whole stream someday where we just talk about dolls and toys.
We could.
I have plenty. I have plenty to say. Anyway, sorry this is running over and we're talking about dolls and things. So I just want to thank everybody for coming.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lindsay, for co-hosting with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come whenever you'd like. Since Lindsay, you've never done this before, I'm going to give you a heads up. When I end the broadcast, we'll still be in the creator studio, so we'll have a couple minutes to just decompress. Yeah, so thank you for coming, everybody. I love dolls too, Aphrodite, so no shame.
Yeah, so next week, my channel, same time. I will finally be in my new office.
Don't jinx yourself. You shouldn't even say that.
Right? And I will definitely have an adult beverage that week, for sure.
So everybody, thank you for coming again. Make sure you check out Laura and Lindsay's channel. Lindsay's very close to 1,000. Laura was at 500. Help her get back to 500.
Give poor Laura to 500.
The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. So.
Make sure you hit the like button if you like the video. And yeah, if there's lots of people in chat who are also Authortubers, if you want to check out their things. Check out Jessica, Aphrodite, Lizelle, lots of Mackenzie, like lots of Authortubers. So, but thank you for coming, everybody, and we will see you next week. Maybe Lindsay will be there. Who knows? Goodbye.
Bye.
Let's see how long this takes to end and broadcast. It sometimes takes a minute.